Hey Sagittarius. Now, I know when I say some things, it could sound a lot simpler. But the beauty about Scorpio season is it's not going to leave you without a strategy. And that's what is within all of this. That the strategy is to remind yourself that anything that you're being shed light about is for your deepest and highest good. Again, you don't have to believe that. You don't have to. That's just something I come from, and I like to incorporate. Is like whatever I'm being shown right now about myself, about life. It's personal, but it's also impersonal. It's reminding yourself, and you have this in a lot of sense of the way of life. Is like you understand that things aren't all personal, but you understand that they also can make you feel. And this feeling is becoming something that you might want to share, something that you might inspire. You may feel more inspired after all of this and coming into your season than you felt maybe in a while, maybe even since your last season. And if it wasn't then, it's been a while. You've been working through the eclipses and the energy has been working through you very personally for a while. I think the year after the eclipses is in the specific signs that they're in, who they relate to specifically, the year after shows a lot about how the changes unravel, and if they find themselves deeper in the process of change or deeper on the negative side, the other side, because I find that to be relevant. It's not without teachable moments, because then the eclipses move into your second houses, your 12th house. So, it's not always easy, right? I can't always think of, I like to use like what's in my head and my mind as an example, but mine don't align that way. So, you know. Yeah. So by the Taurus eclipse, you have this very obvious, maybe out loud realization, maybe by talking to people, that you gain a lot of strength from this mental clarity. If there are people in your life, specifically, if there's specifically a Scorpio in your life, if not, it's the energy, could be going, the Pluto energy possibly going direct as well, that, again, this energy comes back full swing. Mercury then enters your sign, and you feel very confident in how you're moving. You feel maybe even very strong. This very captivating sense of strength, this very tendency to understand what is being said through action. That it's almost like you no longer want to hear what people have to say, you want to see it, and you're applying that more to yourself. You can say one thing and do another. It's very easy to be deceptive in some months, just not this one. This one will expose the shit out of you. So you get to have a lot of these nerve endings come together this month, as long as you stay strong within yourself. You have to find that internal strength. It's not that you can't share and be vulnerable and be human and change. It's not that. You can. It's just, how are you addressing this with yourself? You know, because these moments like this is your sign. This is everything for you. And this is also could be some of the Gemini energy from Mars. This is you finding this inspiration to and be dedicated to that, to whatever your craft is, what's on your table. there's that thing that maybe even keeps you up at night. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Battery. Sorry about that. Alright, that thing that keeps you up at night. You don't want to lose so much sleep, though, that you become distant from the point and overworking yourself. A lot of people have that view on artistry or innovation, and it can be very real, but you can also be in a normal routine and still innovate and be an artist. Just saying. Those things can apply to either way. You find yourself not giving into that idea anymore either. There's something about you that you've realized you need more time for yourself to be free of thinking how you're making money, how to do this, how to do that. You need this me time, like carved out maybe in your schedule. Jupiter in Pisces is showing you, and that's your ruling planet, is showing you that there's a way. The fulfillment has a way. There's a way, and you need it. Very Aries. Next year, this is premonitional. This is foreshadowing too. Next year, the eclipse is going to Aries and Libra, and it will be a lot about me and the we. When you make you better, the we becomes better. Even if it feels hard at first, even if there's discipline involved and there's boundaries to create. Here we have the Libra come out too. So this opposition and you not knowing, or you like having realized this thing that is opposite of what it, could be within you, or what you've been avoiding. And all of this comes around to say that the way that you handle it, the grace that you can portray and have the ability to, is right at your fingertips this month. And it's something that's been kind of mulling in you for the past few months. There's a Leo in your life. They might try to disrupt this part of you, but you're not giving into it anymore, or you don't seem to be giving into it anymore. You're realizing where that causes more work for you, and that if you just focus, again, you noticing that you need more you time is just so the way you can handle things in your life to cause you maybe less stress. And fire energy loves it, but at the same time there's this strength in how these two show up, not talked about enough. So we're going to go through it a little bit, because why not? There's a certain discipline that comes through both of these signs of Aries and Libra. There's a stern and shrunk face that isn't showing you much either. Somewhat of a poker face, right? Here we have the two Sagittarian type symbols showing you like this could be, and this could be deceptive too, because you don't know, what's going to happen. And sometimes it's coming from heart, but is it coming from a place of selfish or places of trauma, or is it coming from, protection, or is it coming from the right place? Like, who the hell knows? We only go off of what is agreeable sometimes, right? Here you have deception, but also independence and skill. Skill with dexterity, skill mentally flexible as well. Here you have the balancing and the alchemization that also represents that, of emotions and thoughts, and how to turn them into a way of life, of how to get to the top of the mountain, how to get to the heavens, how and who drinks from those places, like, and what it tastes like to drink from those places, like the best and the finest of things. And here we have order somewhat. So what you're bringing into your life, maybe some type of order, or you're bringing something that you thought was once good for you, realizing that it's not good for you or anyone in your life, perhaps. And if it's addiction or something like that, then you're dealing with, it's possible that you may need to seek more help. Or also knowing that everyone has them. Sorry about the movements. Everyone can have them too. So what these are really showing up to say is that this, whatever has been keeping you, or maybe there's something that you've been too harsh on yourself about, and it actually isn't the truth. There could be a imbalance there, because it then becomes easier to stand in your power in a way that makes this opening in your life very real. And the opening comes from putting that energy, putting that power into whatever it is that you're needing time to do or process or experience. And it could be that these experiences and this, whatever you're doing is helping you process, so it could just all be linked together. And it's something that has been put to the back burner of your mind, and it was a while ago. But because of the depth of this year, going into your sign is going to be more playful, but a lot more serious. It could feel very serious for you as well. So it's very interesting to play on serious and playful as the month ahead rolls out for you, because you're going to find that brings you to a decision. It brings you to this risk within yourself to say something, do something, create something, put something out there that has been something you wanted to incorporate as an internal value system. Like this, when you're working on a craft for something or focusing on one thing for a while, or multiple things within this thing, like with tarot, it's not just about studying the cards or people, it's about learning and allowing yourself to go through the process with the cards, let them show different things, trusting your intuition, using them as a tool, right? That's just one example, and that's building, and that each of that hammer, that, what is he doing? Carving is also carving your insides. And this month it can feel sharp in many different areas, but it also sometimes when there's instant pain just for a few moments, there's also a relief. That you go so deeply into a stretch that you haven't been able to go so deep into. If you've ever done yin yoga, you put so much pressure on your bones or in a certain way that something releases, right? That there's so much tension that all of a sudden there's a, it's like holding your breath and then having that big relief, or something happening in that moment, that thing lifts off your chest. So you're going to have a possible moment with that this month, and it could be that this purpose, this passion, all this energy comes together in a way that feels so motherly, so comforting, so also the extremity of it, the existential of it, the comfort of the existential, the blanket, that knowing that we all experience these things that makes you feel so connected without being maybe around people. That you have this moment with yourself that you've had before, but it became so mundane, and now it's like, oh, you go from mundane then into your season where it's like there's so much more magic for you. Scorpio season is extremely magical. The last half of the year, I think, is. But into your season, you have this way of creating art in your life or creating a mess. So, have fun and party, but also you'll recognize something great. Yeah. All right. That was a lot. And I understand that not everyone will agree with you or understand what you need, but you find yourself almost between a rock and a hard place, and you're like, it's just gotta be done. So you accept the uncomfortability that's to come, and you head for the hills, for the unknown. And then your season becomes this playful this playground that could be a playground or an elephant graveyard. And then laughing in the face of danger, you know. Laughing is a form of clearing, it's a form of sage, it's a form of release sometimes, and that's okay. And so is crying, so is being mad or whatever. All right. Happy early birthday, and we'll see you in your season. Ooh.